Welcome to the show, it's dark and late. Burning rubber, blowing smoke all day. From the pitch to the strip, we rev it high. We're talking burnouts, and we're not shy. Engines roar and the tires scream. Living that burnout car dream. We're here to win, never backing down. And when the smoke clears, we wear the crown. Just a tip and we're hitting hard. Spinning wheels and breaking hearts. With a twist to the key and a foot on the floor. We're bringing the heat like never before. Burnout cars and driver fame. Running through fire, taking the flame. Just a tip in, we've got it all. From burnout cops to the mental call.
What's going on, guys? I'm your old mate, Dr. Cuts. This is Encyclopedia Ray. You're watching Just a Tippin'. Today in studio, we've got a cool guest. His name's Scotty, and Scotty is UK Bro NZ. Welcome,
G'day, guys.
mate.
How are you?
Welcome, bro. Awesome. How are you? It's good to have you here.
Privileged to have you.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, so Scotty, UK Bro NZ is kind of, you know, it's got a ring to it. It might be self-explanatory, but we'll get you to give us a rundown. But you're based here in Tauranga region, and so this is basically going to be a mental health supplementary episode, because that's what Scotty deals with.
Yeah.
And you will know that we're fully behind mental health, men's mental health, the awareness and all that kind of stuff. So fucking tell us, Scotty, what do you do, brother?
I am a person that has decided, instead of people getting to the cliff and needing that ambulance, I'm working 5 kilometres back
Right.
before people get unwell. With me being a registered social worker,
Right.
you know, I decided, you know, that we all know that the system's broken, and we keep on playing that narrative. So instead of going, okay, well, let's blame everybody for not having it, let's fix it. Yeah. So what I'm doing is sitting out on the road and just sitting there all day. You know, I don't get paid for it.
No.
The goal is to get paid for it, but it's about whānau, friends, our mates, whoever.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's about helping people through mental health in a different way.
So I think if you've been around the Bay Plenty area, you're certainly going to see your car, eh, bro?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right. So it's a Toyota wagon, and you've seen it. If you're from around here and you haven't seen it, you don't fucking drive. You don't get out of the house. Yeah, it's on the screen right now, or around about now, and so you just can't miss it. And so you sit there. You've got a Facebook page, and so you let people know where you're going to be on a particular day. And then you just go there. Brain will shine, eh?
Yeah, I have been at Whakamarama, and it was a big thunderstorm. I'm sitting there with my umbrella. Just because it's raining doesn't mean our mental health is going to go away.
Yeah, well, oftentimes it's worse, isn't it? I find if I'm in a shitty mood, the rain certainly doesn't make it any better.
So, and a couple of guys stopped in that day, you know. And the nanny stopped and gave me a pie, which was cool.
Oh, nice.
You know? So, you know, it's about, you know, not males don't like going to an office. You know, especially a clinical one. So, you know, why not sit under a tree? Why not sit in the bush? You know, and because the Toyota does its own advertising, and everyone knows it, I've sort of really introduced myself already to the community to go, it's okay to talk to me about it. You know, and, you know, 490 people since the 23rd of April, you know.
This year?
Yeah. You know.
Well done.
And it's all different things, you know, guys going through crap, you know, doing safety plans for women out of domestic violence, guys trying to get off meth, you know, 97-year-old man just talking to me about he's missing his wife for 30 years.
Yeah, right.
And he's outlived his children as well. You know, so he said, you know,
that's interesting, isn't it?
You know, I haven't never talked to anyone about this. You know?
Wow.
So he told me his story of his life. You know, and next minute he's crying. So, you know, we all have. Sometimes we just need to talk to someone. And you know, if we're, especially in the economic era at the moment, no one's got money. No one can afford to take time off work. If you're a truckie or you know, whatever, to try and take that whole day off work to just go see a doctor, to be told, we'll send you a referral, you know, and unless you're suicidal or you're dangerous to the community, they're not going to worry about it.
No.
Yeah, so normally they say, go, here's a book, go home and read it, yeah?
And if you're suicidal, they get the police involved, and that's the worst thing to do with somebody in that position. I do not know why, and I've fucking been on it before, why the fuck the police have to attend suicide and mental health cases.
Because as soon as you ring them, they have to, and they will tell you, we're not trained to do this.
They're not.
You know, and so you're putting them in a situation of, well, you know, what do we do? Obviously, they get the family or the person gets taken to A&E, you know? And then you're sitting there for 5-6 hours, I've sat outside the Tauranga Hospital with my flags in my car on a Sunday and sat out there all day, and I went to the hospital and I just walked through the, you know, where you sit round, and I said, if anyone's unwell here, you know, and with your mental health, come and have a talk, No one come over, which was sad, but it just shows you the system, you know, once you're stuck in it, you know, and I've sat in that hospital, you know, with my mental health and just sat there freaking out,
I've been through that, been through there.
You know, and, you know, it can be that easy if we choose it to be, and, you know, it's just about, you know, how much money have we all spent on our cars, I'm not a car man. I wouldn't even know. I know where the dipstick is, and that's about it. But it's called Aces in Their Places, You guys know about cars. I know how to fix people's brains.
That's right, bro, 100%.
You know, and, you know, it's about just making sure that, you know, we say to a fellow, oh, how are you, bro? And the bro will always go, I'm all good, How are you, bro, truthfully? You ask that second time, 80% of the time they'll start crying,
You're right, because they are on that edge.
We've had a guest, it's been getting to a point where it's trying to remember which portion of what I remember we're talking about. We had one guest say that, you know, he knew, he'd approach a mate and say, hey, how are you, bro? And he would know by the reply and his tone, and he'd be like, nah, you don't. See, straight in his eyes, nah, you're not all right. Like, bro, let's grab a beer, what, you know, let's go have a chat. What are we up to? You know?
Absolutely.
What's getting you down?
And then something will come out.
And you may not, like, see, as mates like us, we're going on about mental health and how it's okay to talk and get stuff fixed. We're not fixers, but we're keen to promote this whole thing. And, you know, like, if you come and have a chat with me or Ray, we're not gonna solve your problem, but we're gonna be able to put you in touch with Scotty, or you know what I mean. Start the process, because that's
absorb your pain.
The first person you talk to, if that's a mate or someone like Scotty who's, you know, very non-threatening, I guess, in some situations. Look at us. I mean, we all think we're non-threatening guys, but apparently I look like I just got out of fucking prison. So,
but we're all vulnerable.
Exactly.
What we look like, we're all vulnerable.
That's right.
In a way.
So have a yarn and just keep going, because that's important. And then, because you'd obviously, like you say, you've helped write escape plans or whatever for domestic violence, and this, you know, this kid you were talking about earlier.
You know, and he's alive. 12 hours before.
Yes.
He was going home to kill himself.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, if we can, you know, if the system just, you know, keeps on making it too hard for us. And with me being on the road, you know, I average about 7 to 8 people a day.
Right.
You know, and, you know, I always take my water so I don't get too dehydrated, or make sure my car's full of backup stuff, as in weather gear and, because it's you know, Tauranga to Whakatane to, you know, I've been down to Stewart Island and done it. You know, all around the South Island, Everyone's mental health is, in a way, the same. You know, if someone's unwell, they're unwell, You know, and, you know, how many men go, I need to talk, yeah. So we might talk to our bros, and our bros, okay, we'll go to the doctor, bro, yeah. So you go to the doctor, and that doctor will say, yeah, well, come on.
I have to refer you to a... So the thing that pisses me off is essentially it's really straight to a psychiatrist and pump you with some drugs.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying drugs are bad. I'm on medication. I need to be... People need me to be on it, right? But a psychiatrist is just going to basically do that. I think people need to get more into the psychology of it, need to see more counsellors and psychologists. People are going to find the root cause of your issues.
Well, how many family can afford $220?
Can't.
No.
Session A or just there.
Can't. I mean, you can sit there and say all you fucking want in your high and mighty chair. I'll stop buying cigarettes, stop buying booze, blah blah blah. You're in a complete cycle of depression, poverty, and addiction. You can't just. It's not that fucking simple. When your life revolves around all the little addictions that make your shit existence feel good, you're not gonna. You can't stop them.
No.
And the truth is that the healthcare system needs to be fucking free or ridiculously cheap and easy to access.
And the people that are in A&E, in the mental health services, hey, they're doing the wicked, they're doing as good as they can.
All they can do.
And we need to go back to old school days, which was the community looking after each other. The bros, when you're all doing your cars, maybe getting someone there to sit there all day, are you okay? We'll make sure that there's an ambulance there if you break your arm. But we won't have a mental health ambulance sitting there going, for that moment where a fella or the missus, or their sons or whatever go, I want to go and talk, because the thing is that if you broke your arm here or snapped your leg or whatever, your mate will get into the ambulance with you, But you go to a workplace, same thing, you break your leg, someone will go to the hospital with you. Now, if you've got mental health issues, they'll say, go home, you'll be okay. Or go home, have a couple of days off and all that. But why doesn't the human resources or our bros go, actually, bro, I'll sit with you at A&E for 6 hours and support you through that, And we don't do that as our bros, but also as work relations.
Is it because we've been conditioned from society and our upbringings? I mean, we're all Gen X, and we were on basically the cusp of fucking just sit down, shut up, fucking harden up, you little cunt. As to where now all of a sudden we've got to start talking. We've been conditioned that mental health isn't actually an illness or isn't a sickness. It's nothing that you can see or you can feel or another person can look at and go, oh yeah, that arm's dangling. It's obviously fucked. So, it's where we're conditioned ourselves to be like, I'm obviously not broken because I'm just supposed to be able to flick a switch and fix it. You can't.
Well, it's called maladjustments, So when I got really, really unwell, about 9-10 years ago, I was in Aussie in Perth, and I was driving down Reed Highway, and I went over the road, went straight towards a truck, was literally a couple of meters away, and just went, what the hell am I doing? Flicked it back over, and I was a single dad in those days. Went home, I got the kids to some friends that we had, and I Googled mental health support, and there was a place there called Grow, which was not run by the by the services, but it was just a homegrown sort of thing. It was at the mental health unit in Joondalup, which is in Perth. So I went in there, and because I'm severely dyslexic, can hardly read and write, they made me read in front of people, and that's one of my biggest hates, you know. And they said this word maladjustment, and I went, what the fuck's that word? So once they got round, and I said, can you fellas tell me what maladjustment means? And what it is that it's you taking on other people's thoughts, i.e. you're fat, you're ugly, your goatee looks ugly, you're not a good enough worker, you're not, you got a piece of shit car or whatever, Then you grow that issue, yeah? And then you sit in bed as we do and look up at the roof and go, fuck, I'm not good enough for my missus, which grows that maladjustment. And then if we've had a shit school life or we've been had a shit life, we grow our own maladjustments, yeah?
Oh, yes,
Which makes it even worse, you know, for a lot of 50-year-old men, I look on my Facebook and a lot of my mates from school were there. I think there's only about 3 that have got partners. The rest of them are all single.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because we've been hurt so much. Yeah. And you know, and that's our 50-year-old buzz at the moment. Yeah. If we look at our Facebook pages, we've got all these mates. All of our mates at that age are all mostly singles. Yeah, because they're all hurting. Yeah, because of marriages or whatever. Yeah. And that's
perceived failure, and a lot of it too is quite damaging, isn't it?
Absolutely, you know, and if you've had a shit upbringing, that just adds to it, yeah. And you
abuse, physical or mental, emotional.
Exactly, you know, but you can have the perfect upbringing, whatever that is, you know, and still be single, had a shit wives and whatever, yeah. Because of that, your separation and all that sort of stuff, not had enough money, you know, you've had a job, you know, worked in the mines or worked on a car and then you stuff your back. Yeah, what do? Your depression goes,
Big life adjustments sort of at that stage, isn't it, when you got to readjust.
Yeah, and we do take on a lot as men because we see ourselves, even though it's not really this way in today's society, we see ourselves as the breadwinner, as the one that's supposed to be supporting everything, and it's not even the fucking case. I don't think you can have a family without both of the parents working anymore, unless you've got a really great job. You know, it's just out of reach for most people now.
People these days look at it as like they choose, you know, not to bring a child into this world because they see the financial aspect of raising a child.
Exactly.
So, you know, in a sensible sort of non-selfish thought, they'll say, well, I don't want to do that.
I think it is non-selfish. A lot of people say, oh, it's selfish to not have children. Fuck, I don't know, man. Like, I'm scared for my kids and grandkids potentially, you know, like what the planet gives me the shit.
Yeah.
It really does. Yeah. Gives me the shit. So I don't...
It's, like you're saying, you know, the hospital sector's doing everything they can. There's great people in it. It'd be something, you know, imagine if there was another 3,000 of you.
Yeah.
Literally exactly the same sort of model. 3,000 of you that just, you know, went around, you know.
So what's your sort of, you've got some growth plans. You've been over in Hamilton looking at a wagon.
Looked at a Canter camper van.
Right.
And I'm going to be on the road full time, and going sort of all round sort of the Bay of Plenty right up to sort of the North Island, right at the top. The goal is to have a bus in every sort of province of New Zealand. You know, and just have these buses sitting everywhere. You know, get sponsorship by someone. I don't care who sponsors it. It's about, you know, doing it different,
So how are you establishing your sort of have you got any sort of fundraising or like, because it's obviously cost you a certain amount a day just fucking around here.
Yeah, so I've got my orange bucket that sits on my bonnet.
Right, okay,
and, you know, the community give, which is a massive help for me, you know, because, you know, I've got to still get petrol, I've still got to, you know, get cold drinks and all that sort of stuff. I do have my Give a Little page.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, which is You OK Bro NZ.
Okay, so we'll pop that up here as well, obviously, and in the links. Yeah.
You know, and what that does is just the goal was with my bus is to be going to the truckies, to go to sitting in the middle of the desert road for a week.
Right,
yeah. Helping the truckies out there, helping the farmers out that way, you know, going out to places like Marakopa, which don't have the hoe waters or the doctors, or it takes 2 hours to get to the hospital. I can sit out there for 2 weeks, and if I have a worry about someone that is really unwell, I can go, right, hop in the car or hop in the van, I'm taking you, you know, and it's an easier way. It takes stress off whānau, for families, you know, and just to go, Jesus fella cares, and the farmer's trying to get time off work at the moment. Yeah, it's about getting to these companies to say, I can go to the to the farm. Yeah, I can help do the milking, sort of, not with my hands anymore, but. The wives out on the farms, so many of them are worried about their husbands or their workers or their sons, or their kids in general, and it's about, it's about for the wife going, oh, there's this guy in a van, that'll come to us, because husband has just said, oh, I need to talk to someone. We'll get this guy Scotty. Yeah, he'll come straight down to us. If it's down in the South Island, okay, it'll take me 2 days to get down there. And that's the goal, is get funded. So that when he's still got that thought, if she's got that thought, to go, I've got someone coming to me. I don't have to take a whole week or a whole day off work.
Straight off my mind as you talk about businesses and looking out for their employees and so forth. Instantly around here, and really thank you for the Tauranga community that chuck money in the bros bucket and support them. But it brings to mind the port would be an amazing place for you to sit outside. Over there. There's a lot. I've worked on the port here, and there's a lot of people that that work on that port, and predominantly a lot of Māori, a lot of men, straddle drivers, stevedores and all that sort of thing. That'd be somewhere that, the port being, having your number on there, a
lot of pressures there.
And what we had, who did we speak with? Tim? Was it Tim or Craig, sorry?
Oh, yes.
Where he was away in the mines and things. The company over there was they had 9 sort of accesses to go and see someone to get help, and if you needed more, you
and it's the culture over there is way different and changing way more because they've lost so many lives in the mining and in the remote. You know what I mean? They've all of a sudden gone.
And that's the reason that's the reason I was touching on the port. Because how many women deaths are there on the port due to accidents? And what's the state of mind of that person? In the street, it's a hard job. Some of that stuff on there is hard. So.
And the thing is, we'll put so much money into our machinery. We'll make sure that the trucks, the machines are going way because of health and safety. But if you've got a $1 million truck, and you've got a guy that's or a Bro S that's unwell driving that, and you'd be surprised how many guys have pulled over that are truck drivers and gone, and I told me this story, and I'm thinking, and I've said to them, you shouldn't be driving, because those, as you could only imagine what a truck could do to, and I'm hearing this more and more and more, the goal is to, as well as do more toolbox meetings at companies, so I did a great one at Green Hire, which is at the bottom of the Kaimais there. And, spoke to about 10 guys here, and I said, how are you? Oh, you were all good. Yeah, come on, fellas. You're full of shit. Tell me the truth. And then they told me, and then they're suddenly going, fuck, I didn't know that about you, bro, And some of them were going through issues, so they all went through how they were, and then 2 of the guys at the end said, can we have a yarn to you after this? And I went, well, I'm all good with it. And the boss, who was amazing, to go, absolutely, guys, so for 2 hours, I was with one guy for an hour, another guy for an hour, and I don't do time, if you want to sit there for 5 hours, let's do it, But come to the employer going, absolutely, I embrace this,
good.
And the 2 guys, it was just, circumstantial, stuff with their wives and the house and money and food. And And she said, it was on my Facebook, to say it was the best toolbox meeting they've ever had.
Wicked.
Because when they left, or when I left, the whole place was just happy.
Good. Green Hire, excellent. Excellent. That's a cool story. And anybody in the Tauranga area or greater Bay of Plenty that wants to have one of these toolbox meetings, fucking hit Scotty up, give him some money, koha, I don't know, whatever you charge.
Well, that's how I do it. I do it koha. So, you know, and got a couple of, hopefully, companies, that are going to jump on board.
Good.
And so that'll be a part of what I do, to bring some money in so I can survive on the road. And then the rest of the time it'll be sitting out in the middle of...
Well, that's the other important aspect too.
Absolutely.
Everyone that's and supports you, your health is important too.
Yeah.
If you're not healthy, and you are right now, then you ain't going to be able to achieve blooming helping all of us blooming. So things like that, the simple donations.
Well, you know what, the government pays fuck knows how much to some outsourced companies, and they're driving Range Rovers and Land Rovers and Jaguars, and they got CEOs, and the money fucking barely filters down to someone who just got out of social work school, and they probably don't really care. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the whole system.
Absolutely.
And the system is fucked and rigged and bullshit. And where you just come in, right to the source. Here you go, brother.
You can't.
And that's all they want to hear.
Absolutely.
Hey.
You can sit there, and I've had guys that have sat there that have had a beer. One of them had a joint while he was sitting there, and he said, "You want some, bro?" And I went, "Not for me, bro." I said, I'm too old for that shit now. It's not good for my mental health.
Yes, right.
I said, "You can have one, bro. It doesn't worry me." It's unclinical. If that helps.
Well, that's right. So look, if you've got a mental health issue and you go, do you know what? Most of the time, if you're an alcoholic, if you're addicted to alcohol or marijuana or drugs, they refuse to see you. You have to get off those addictions before we'll help you. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm addicted to this shit because I'm head fucked. Help, cunt. No. So, it's just a fucking rot, mate.
And who are we to judge that you're not more engaging when you're off your face or more drunk or more stoned? Because you'll get the truth if you get someone that's really drunk.
That's
you get
right.
more truth.
You will,
And with someone that smokes, they're just as truthful as well.
Relaxed, opened up. Absolutely. If they're not in that state where they're normally in, they're going to be closed, walled up, agitated, not thinking properly. I've been there, and it's you can't operate.
And how safe is, I've sat in many offices over my 12 years of doing this as a social worker here in Australia, and we're stuck in a little office. For a guy or a family, someone to come to the office is a scary thing when they're unwell. Then you put them into a little room and go, "How are you?" And then the first time that you see them, you're not going to sort of tap into it, their thoughts, but we'll see you next week. We're sitting under a pahutakawa tree up in Bowen Town, just sitting there having a yarn, and going...
Relaxing on a joint if you want to, you know what I mean, and just feeling...
Well, I think it's amazing, as you mentioned, the young fella, you saved his life. What do you rock up at 3:30 in the afternoon? And then what was it? You were there
quarter to seven
at night, and helping him write a different letter than the one he had in his pocket. Time's irrelevant, if it comes to a life.
Absolutely.
So people can call you as well, email you, call you. How do people get hold of you both?
I don't do phone calls.
No, fair enough.
Because you can't see someone's face.
Yes.
And it's about giving respect to that person.
Yes, but if someone wants to have a yarn with you, how do they get in touch?
Just find my car or on my Facebook. It's got my daily where I'm going to be.
Of course,
and it's about the goal. Once I get my van or my bus, it'll be anywhere and everywhere. So I can be sitting at Te Aomitu, I can be sitting, in on the way to Hastings and Napier and all that sort of stuff, out Gizzy way, and just sit there. It's not going to cost me anything, because I can just sleep in it. It'll be my home.
Yes.
But it's about, I was out sort of going towards Gisborne last year to sit in the middle of nowhere, and this guy walked out of the bush, and he was drunk as. And I said, "Hey, my bro, how are you?" And he goes, "Oh, fuck, I fucking hate everybody." And I said, "Oh, grab a seat, man."
No shit.
And he just told me his story, and I said, "Fuck, bro." And I just went, "Come here." And so we both sat, and I just gave him this big, massive hug.
Yeah.
I said, "Do you want me to take you back to town, bro?" And he goes, "Yeah, man." And he cried the whole way.
Yeah.
But when he got to town,
Yeah.
he was, "Thank you, my bro. This is the best thing I've ever done."
Wicked.
I'm just thinking, "Fuck, bro. I just gave you
Yeah.
cowboy, you know."
Because you've never done it before. Like we don't.
No.
We don't.
No.
Yeah, that's neat, bro. That's really neat.
We'll hug a woman to get that embrace of, love and all that.
Yeah.
But if, we talk about love and actually, we call our mates or bros or whatever.
Yeah.
Give them a hug and go, "Fuck, bro, you sure you're okay?"
Well,
yeah.
as you mentioned that, from I think only time I ever blooming hug my mates is when we go to a funeral.
Absolutely.
Wow, yeah.
Like literally when you think about it,
Yeah.
you don't when you see them on Christmas morning to get on the piss and spend the day doing that. It's like handshakes, boy, we're on it, sort of thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you don't, it's the only time I hug my mates is at a bloody funeral. We've lost someone blooming dear to us.
Yeah.
And we're not here to judge. Well, I'm not out there to judge people, And it's not about sitting there going, "Yeah, bro, we've all got a past. Yeah, it's what we do with it.
Yeah.
And stop being a victim to it.
Yeah.
And it's, our babies, how old they ever are, to be able to go, for me to help someone to become the best version of themselves, whatever that is for them, getting off alcohol, getting off drugs, whatever, or just, spending more time with the kids instead of thinking about
wishing
themselves.
they could spend more time with the kids.
Yeah.
And going, actually, am I in the right job? Yeah, because I miss my kids and my family so much. Okay, well, you've got all this talent. Yeah, can you do something else? I'm sure you can. Yeah, because as we know, we've been in Aussie and earning all the big money and having all the toys and having everything, when that's gone, you got nothing again.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Absolutely. Reduced to zilch.
Yeah.
Reduced to zilch. And it's a very sobering feeling, even though I was completely drunk the entire time because it's the only way I could feel. But no, you lose everything and holy fuck, mate.
So the bro here, he knows nothing about cars, vehicles or anything, but we did have a conversation just prior to doing this where we're talking about the camper vans and Scotty showed me a picture of a potential purchase, and it was a E-line, what is it?
Econoline, Ford
Econoline, and she running a 460 big block. So there's our
on petrol
connection to our what we're about, skids and stuff. So there's the big block talk.
There's the big block talk, but this has all been about mental health because we are big on it, and we every single episode when we talk to somebody we bring it up. Yeah. It's part of, we don't have any questions written down, but there's questions that we ask or conversations that we approach, and it's always mental health.
Yeah.
And we did one episode with Dan and Zach.
Yep.
Help with Bro NZ, and that was just supposed to be a supplementary mental health one like this, but it turned into a complete episode about cars because they're fucking bogan fucks like us, and we know them through the car scene anyway.
Yeah.
So, but no, this is really good, bro, to have you in here and just talking about mental health instead of it looking like we're just trying to fluffy touch on it on each episode. This is important.
If you care about your cars so much, and I've had my HTs and HGs Holdens in the day, I've had all the cars, but I'm now 53. I've got a 1997 Toyota
Camry,
which keeps on going.
We all know how long those Camrys go for. It's going to get 1 million miles, obviously.
But it keeps on going, And I don't care if I've got the Flash's car or the Pohara's car, as long as I can get to the community, it doesn't matter. And, if we keep on spending a shitload of money on cars, but we forget about ourselves, we're not used to anyone,
That's right, 100%.
Do the neighbours here, do they look after you well when they do the service of your Camry?
Absolutely.
Oh, shout out to Pacific Motors.
Yeah, Pacific Motors right next door here. We do see your car there often, so a bunch of good fellas. Next time you're there, bro, now you know where we are. Fuck, come and say g'day.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I'll be hoping, I'm going to follow, and once the bro gets his bus, I was saying, I was having a couple of conversations with a couple of people, and they're help. help, to fit it out and that sort of
Well, what
stuff.
about
Yes,
if you have some, I don't know, burnout days or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about I come down for the day and look after your crew down?
Absolutely, that would be great. We could do that actually.
I'll put my bucket out.
October, there's one coming up.
There is October.
I've got to get it first. Otherwise, I'll bring the car.
You can bring your car in a bucket. I tell you what, we'll have a chat with Pare. I was going to say Alan and Pare, but Pare's the boss, so I'll talk to her about Autofest. And maybe if we could get you to Autofest, that's a 2-day event.
October.
19th and 20th.
19th and 20th.
That'd be so cool, bro. That would be
have some
awesome.
seats there for the guys or the girls or
Anybody.
the sons to go.
Yep.
I want to talk to that fella.
I will get you a ride in the blooming skid car. Or,
Absolutely. Don't worry, you'll be treated well.
Going on too.
And you'll be able to meet Leon Kenny too. Leon Kenny, so he started this hashtag men's mental health movement in the burnout. Oh, actually, look, tainted burnouts. Hashtag men's mental health.
Yep.
So
He's going to take that branding to Australia because he wants
this car's in the Summer Nats in next year, 37.
No, they're great. They're lovely people.
I'll do a little skid in the Toyota.
Oh, you might hurt it, bud. You might hurt it.
Yeah, it might blow those green tyres up.
Who did all the graphics on it?
Me.
Did you do that slowly? Just
It
bit by bit?
started when the government said to us we couldn't talk in COVID.
Yes, right. Yeah.
So the second week of lockdown, they said we can't talk, and I'm going, well, I'm a talker plus I'm a social worker. I need to talk.
Yeah.
So I said to my son, who was 14 at the time, let's go.
Yeah.
And he goes, what? We're going to paint the car.
Oh, yes.
So all I did was painted the car with a "You okay, bro?"
Yeah.
And we'd go up to the supermarket.
Yes.
And the people that laughed at it, I'm going, they're all sweet.
Yeah.
But the ones that didn't smile or laugh at the silliness of it,
Yes.
I'd hop out and lean over the car and go, hey, are you okay? Some would go, yeah, I'm all good, man. But some would say no. And I'd go, right, I'm going to go park over there.
Yes. Yeah.
You stand on one side of the car.
Yeah.
And I'll stand on this side I'll do my social work. Yeah.
How good.
We were still 2
awesome.
meters away.
Yeah.
Because it was about, the system had broken us to not talk. And I thought, well, I'm not breaking any laws, but I'm still doing the care of the community. Yeah.
We're allowed to go to the supermarkets, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're allowed to stay 2 meters away from people.
Absolutely. So there was a massive learning for everybody.
Yeah.
But, here we are now going, okay, well, we're now seeing the consequences a little bit.
Yeah.
But now we're getting the homeless here. We're getting the working poor.
Yeah.
Not only in New Zealand and in Australia.
Yeah.
I've seen that only 2 weeks ago when I was in Perth. I'm going, the amount of homeless that are here is incredible. Yeah. That all comes back to the
people with jobs. People with jobs that are homeless.
Yeah. And that is sad to think. We're bringing up our kids in a car.
And they're going to accept that. That's ingrained in their brain. Whether it's something that you think, oh, no, they're going to grow up and they're not going to be interested in this is going to make them tougher. It's probably going to make them more accepting of that kind of lifestyle. Why do we accept the things that we're into or the things that are going on? And it's because we've been taught to accept it generationally, you know what I mean? And this is a really important generation because if our kids are being brought up living in cars, fuck is the next generation going to do?
It's about they normalise it.
That's right. Yes.
The government, we've got to stop blaming the government. Who cares about them? We need to come back to basics. The community give a shit about the community. The car community. What are we going to do to look after all of us? Because we can't rely on the
system, the government. No, we can't.
So it could be, I don't know. There's so many ideas out there to be different. Instead of just having an ambulance at each corner of the track or whatever, why couldn't you have 50 seats there? Have a line of people going.
All right. Well, I'm going to say this right now, bro. You're coming to Autofest. I know that Pare and Alan will be they'll see this episode, and I think they'll be blown away with the good that you're doing, bro. And they'd love to have you there. I'll fucking say that now.
Well, it's about keeping people alive, or before they get to the end of that cliff.
And the motorsport industry's got a lot of bogan people in it, right? I don't want to try and pigeonhole pigeonhole everybody because it's not necessarily the case. But in burnouts and all the rest of it, we like to get our hands dirty. You know, in a burnout situation, you're coated in fucking rubber dust, black rubber dust, and you stink like. So you've kind of got to be into that stuff. So you
hanging
find
out with your mates,
and you find so there's so many people in that class of human that we are that are suffering from mental health issues because of poverty and addiction and all the rest of it. So we're in the perfect environment to try and to do what we're doing, mate. Just show people they can talk.
The mental health doesn't discriminate, and you can have oil all over you, you can have all cow shit all over you, and you can have a suit on. It don't matter.
No.
You know, and you can be the hardest man, you can be the softest man, the hardest woman, the softest woman. It don't matter because this thing here
doesn't give a fuck about the outside.
It's quite powerful.
Absolutely. When they say the atomic bomb's the most powerful thing in the world, it's not. It's that finger.
Yeah.
Because you've got to push it to make that bomb go off, which is the mind.
Yeah.
You know, so we've got to go, right, let's do it different for our the car community.
Yeah. I like that.
Community.
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of always gone off the mindset too that like your average human being only uses half of their brain power. Like when we're left, if you're predominantly right-handed, you kick with your right foot. You know, your right eye is always blinking more than your left. Like you are only using half of your brain. But then you can teach yourself, to use other parts, and then that's the full extent of your brain. Like we only use certain parts of our.
I'm keen to see the full extent of Ray's brain. Come up with some pretty good ideas, only using half of it. So.
Well, I'd be keen to chop them and have a look at it. If they're anything like they look on TV with all the vessels and all that.
I'd have to get through all that grey hair mop on top first. Well, bro, thank you so much.
Before you go,
yes.
How are yous? Honestly.
I was going to say before, do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, do you have any questions for us? Oh, that obviously was a question. How are we? We're doing pretty good. I think we're, as a show, I guess we can talk about as a show, we're doing well. We've been a bit in the head because we've switched from like an easy social media base, Facebook or the TikTok. Where it's easy to get followers. And so you can get a bit of an ego with that. I've already got 30,000 people think I'm lovely, apparently, according to the internet. So you can get a bit of an ego with that, and you're like, oh, yeah, this is easy. Then you go onto YouTube, and which is something you can actually make money out of, right? So all of a sudden, it's not quite so easy. And we've only just hit 500 subscribers, and in the same amount of time, our Facebook's hit 1,000, and that to me sort of creates a bit of
maladjustment.
Oh yeah, I guess that's what it gets. It just makes you sort of doubt, doubting myself, doubting Ray or us as a team, just doubting everything. But fuck, we've made this commitment. Look, we've done so much to get to where we are,
and we have to keep telling ourselves. We've actually only been doing this for a couple of months.
Yes.
If we talk to maybe other YouTube creators and those like, they've been doing it for a long time.
Billy and Charlie.
And they'll say, it sucked at first, but you just got to keep going and keep your ideas going and keep the enthusiasm going, and then eventually something will click. And what we've got going on, like on our the car side of things, is that we're connecting with Australia and here. We're not just concentrating on over here or, we're trying to do the whole thing and anywhere else, America, anywhere that's going to have the burnout aspect or cars and what we can connect with. So, there is that.
But on the individual side of things, it's the financial strain that comes with it. Because, and I'm sure you are aware, what you're doing now is currently for aroha, it's love. And it's the same here, we ain't getting paid for this, so it's probably going to be years. But, so there's the financial strain on it, there's the mental strain, like you said, we're doing all right. And we argue every once in a while, but we've actually become fucking quite more aligned with this show, with ideas and stuff. I don't know.
And you talked about you had 30,000 people on there. They'll always be there, and you might only have 1,000.
But you don't, though, you know what I mean?
But the thing is, though, out of that 1,000 people, one person may watch this and go, I'm going to go see the doctor.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
And that's you know, let's say there's a lot of if you really want to get deep in it, there's a lot of fucking karmic realignment for me involved in this, things that I've done over the years to people, humans, and to me this is like, okay, I've probably contributed to a lot of people's mental health, hospitalizing situations, all sorts of shit. So let's try and be a bit better and bring something back to the community. And if I can save one person, even if I don't know about it, I'm okay with it. You know, I think we probably are helping people by doing what we're doing.
That's ideally like, without, you know, like in the long run, for me personally, us growing and getting to sort of like those larger levels, like I want to use our pull or reach and that for a couple of different things. So
helping
not
people,
just car stuff, just helping.
The beauty of like we've run events like my business always really kind of suffered in the past because I would run events and help people, right? Ran an event just for the titties, Coffee and Cars Free, just for the titties, raising money for breast cancer. You know, had heaps.
We did the children's day. We did the youth suicide one.
Yeah, did one for I Am Hope, and like I'm constantly helping people, and I can't afford it.
Yeah.
So this to us gives us the opportunity to make an income and help people, and do what we enjoy. But the fucking beauty with this social media is that it snowballs. So we can do stuff for love, but eventually you make money out of it. And the more stuff you do for love, the more money you make, and the more love you can give. It's fucking insane. So that's kind of the route we're on. It's not just burnouts. It's just let's try and get back.
And you know, you could even turn it into a radio.
Yeah.
You know, at all your mates. Yeah. The I don't know, hypothetically, the boys show while you're there.
Yeah.
You know, have you guys, you know, imagine this sitting like.
Well, the thing is, people do listen to this. So this is not, so we know a lot of and it was difficult on them when we had shitty microphones, that they would listen to it in their cars on the way to work and while they're at work. So this is an audio podcast as well. Like not everyone just watches it, they listen to it, which is cool.
That's cool, eh?
No, it is. Some of the support feedback stuff is really cool, and we're getting a little niche in Australia with people that, you know, like.
I looked at our figures recently, and we're like 40% New Zealand and 28% Australia or something like that, and then the rest of the United States. So we're quite up there in Aussie, which is, I mean, we do 3 episodes a week, 2 1 hour long with interview a Kiwi driver and an Aussie driver, and then a quick short. So, you know, we spend an hour talking to an Australian each week. So, you know, so when this goes up, I put in, whenever we talk about suicide and other things like that, I always put in the New Zealand and the Australian support lines. Lifelines, so they'll be here somewhere.
This will be just like, you okay, bros? Like So where's your next park up? You got the rest of the day off today?
Well, I'm going to go have some lunch and then dream about the Ford.
Doing a spin in it.
I'm sitting there going, I so want it, but now that I know about the motor, I'm going, I don't want to put all my money into petrol.
Unless it gets to a point where you've got like fuel sponsor and the sponsorship's really booming.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Well, 100%. You know? We want some sponsorship for Scotty, so fucking get on board, guys.
No, we'll be following. We'll be following and see if you get that bus swimming.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not when. It's going to happen.
It's not if, it's when. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, and it's just about, you know, next minute people that are just watching this, you know, there's that Scotty fella, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to go grab my mate back at work and go see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bring him a pie or a sandwich and a cold drink.
Like a pie though.
Well, bring him a vegan pie. I don't know, whatever.
Nice with love made sandwiches and stuff like that. Stuff like that.
We'll just come and sit.
Come stop, say hello.
You know, the biggest core for me is someone sitting with me and gifting me their story, you know. And no amount of money can ever, you know, gift me anything more, you know.
No, but we need the right amount of money to keep Scotty going, guys. So that's important. That's important.
You, guys.
Okay, brother. Fuck it. Really appreciate it, man.
Awesome,
Thank
bro.
you so much.
Thank you for coming in, bro.
Hey, cheers, bro. Oh, give us a hug, Ray. Give us a hug, Ray.
Love you, my bro.
Love you too, bro.
Love you, my bro.
Love you too, brother. All right, guys. You've been fucking awesome cunts, but I'm getting a little bit pissed off looking at your faces at the moment. So we're going to have a chat with Scotty because you're annoying me, and you don't have to stay here, but you got to fuck off. So see yous.
Bye-bye.
You don't have to stay here, but you got to fuck off. What an idiot thing.
Right.